Hello, everybody. This is Stanley and Edwidge, Bunny and Clyde, Gen Y. We saw something on Facebook today that was very disturbing.
Very disturbing. I'm not sure if you guys have heard or have seen. Um, it's a young lady by the name of Joyce Vincent. 38 years old, worked at Ernst& Young, very well known, rubbed elbows with celebrities, but something crucial, something
Weird.
big, something we call it weird, but it's much more deeper than that. Something happened from 2003 to 2006. She went missing, and for 3 years, no one even knew she was missing. Could you imagine in the life that you're in right now, you disappear and no one recognizes that you were gone?
And no one went looking for you.
No one searches for you. Why is that?
Now, at first, if you really look at the surface of the problem, you're probably gonna be more like selfishness,
Right.
Because that's the first thing that you come to
The
think.
first thing that I thought was, oh my gosh, why is everyone who supposedly knew her are so much into themselves and never thought to even think of where she was, how she was doing, what was going on? But then Stanley brought up a point.
Yeah, and the point is, and I believe the truth, and that's why we decided to make a
Cut this
video to respond to that. It's not just the selfishness of others, okay? That might have some to do with it, but I think the bigger problem with that is connecting. We live in a society right now where there's more ways to connect than anything. We got the internet, texting, the phone. I mean, you don't have to travel to see somebody anymore. You don't have to send a telegraph anymore. Connect. We have so many tools at our resources to connect with people, to bring value into the life of people, but we're not using that. And if we're reading the story, just glancing at her story, I don't know the full story, but just glancing at it and hitting a few key points. First of all, she worked for corporate America. Well, corporate London.
Corporate London.
Corporate London.
Young, 'cause she did live in London.
She had a high-powered job, so obviously she was probably traveling all over the place.
Right.
Probably did not have much time for her
immediate
family, and probably did not have much time for her immediate friends either.
Right.
And when you work in a corporate place, you'll find out very soon that once you're gone, you're very replaceable.
Very replaceable.
I don't care what kind of high-powered job you have. If it's called a job, there's somebody out there
that can replace
you.
Mm-hmm.
If you're not, unless you're doing something very unique for the company, very valuable for the company, you probably have a replacement. And that's probably one key point, and it's the connecting. Now, in the story, it says that she rubbed shoulders
with celebrities.
And all of that. And I want to bring out that point. There's a big difference between rubbing shoulders, sitting next to, giving a handshake, and giving a hug. Those are often misunderstood. Just because I sit next to you every day, just because I see you every day, it doesn't mean that we are connecting on a very deep level. Just because I rub shoulders with you, if you went to a high-class seminar and you rub shoulders with millionaire, does not mean that you're connecting with them. Just because you give somebody a handshake does not mean you're connecting with them. Now, a hug, take it into a deeper level of connection. Who do you normally hug? You probably hug
immediate family.
Moms. I mean, when you go see your family, oh my God, I haven't seen you in a while. They're kissing, hugging, all that stuff. There's a deeper level of connection there than there is if I give you a handshake or something like that. So, maybe when 3 years was a normal time frame for her to stay away from her family.
Do you really think that was normal?
Well, I mean, think about it. Even me, sometimes I have to look at that myself. Sometimes I go a month without calling my mother. And even me, I'm not talking about just... There's a speaker that says one time, when I'm talking to you and I point one finger at you, there's three of them that's pointing right back to me.
At you.
So I'm not just talking about the video in a general sense. I'm talking from a deeper level also, because sometimes that's something I have to correct. I have to work on.
Right.
I spent 1 month without talking to my mother, and if I was to, God forbid, disappear, she wouldn't know.
Right, because 1 month, that 1 month time frame is so normal.
That 1 month time frame is so normal that she wouldn't. Oh, he does that all the time.
He'll eventually call.
Exactly.
So what you're basically saying is, in the society and the generation that we're in right now, we are not connecting with each other. Even with the tools that we have, the Skypes and the movies and the videos and the chatting and the texting and the Facebooks and the Twitters and all this technology that we have now, it all boils down to that we as a whole generation, we're not connecting with each other.
Exactly. We're not connecting. And if you really want to know what connecting is, I'm going to make it really simple, right? To really understand what connection is. For instance, if I'm your friend on Facebook and I put up a video or I make a comment, if there's not something inside of you that says, I need to read that,
that sparks that thing.
That says, I need to watch that video, then I don't have a connection with you. Because, for instance, my email, I sign up for so many email lists, right? But there's going to be a few people, when they send me an email,
you're going to open it and
I can't wait
to
open it and read it, okay? Somehow, there is a deeper level, and I think that has to do with a common ground.
Right.
Okay, there has to be a common ground where you can relate to that person. Something that says, oh, that reminds me of. If you don't have those words saying, that reminds me of, about a person,
then you can forget about
it. Then there's not really a deep level. There might be some interaction. Just because there's interaction, it doesn't mean there is connection.
Well, you are right, because I do remember reading in the article the word loneliness with her, Joyce Vincent. That was one of the key words. I guess she was one of those that were really lonely. She didn't have anyone to connect to. Yeah, she had her family and probably people that she rubbed shoulders with, but that, like you said, there wasn't that it. That wasn't that it factor that connected with her.
When you work in a corporate atmosphere, there's not much value that you can bring to people outside of that atmosphere. Okay? When you work for a corporate America, you're basically owned by corporate America, and all the value of yourself, your education, and who you are is actually attached to that company. And a lot of times, those companies, they only need you while you're there.
Right.
The minute that you're no longer there, then you're long forgotten. You're just somebody that used to work. Oh, she used to work there. I used to see that girl all the time.
And now
I used to hang with that girl. So now you're replaced. So there's not really a platform where you could be of value to people outside of that world. So the minute you're no longer out of that world, loneliness say, hey, how you doing? Because you know what? All those hours that you've been working, you didn't have time for your family. You didn't have time for your friends. If you have kids, you don't have time for them. Guess what? Now that you step out of that world, that's when you really see what that has created. Again, this is just a simple insert to, kind of
our point of view.
Yeah.
Of basically what we saw happen to Miss Joyce Vincent. It was a tragic. I still can't believe that, from 38 to 41 years old, 38 years old to 41 years old, she went missing 3 years and nobody knew.
Nobody knows.
And it just baffles me. So it all boils down to connection. Literally connect with those who are around you.
While you can. While you still can.
Right. And with that connection, make it I call a life stamp. Make it known. Make it valuable. So that way when you are missing, oh my gosh, we haven't seen so-and-so. What happened?
Beyonce has a very good song out there. I was here.
Oh, yes.
Okay, I was here. What that means is that she put a stamp on it.
That's right. That's her life stamp.
When she's gone, there's going to be a lot of people that's going to be missing her. And it's not just, if you're not
Michael Jackson.
A lot of people.
Perfect life stamp. People miss him like crazy. I mean, I miss him. I miss hearing his voice. he had significance. He had value, whether it would be with the music, he was doing things with the world, children, different things. People remember him. So that's basically what our message is to you. Connect and do something of value. Connect with people who are going to remember you. That way, when you are gone, they'll have something to miss.
And the best way for people to connect with you is to live your passion, because the very thing that you are afraid of is the very secret to your wealth. When you connect with your parents' passion, you connect with your inner self, and you put enough value inside of yourself so that way you can share with others that have a common ground, a common agreement with you, then you will be missed. And if you're gone for 1 minute, the world would miss you. Again, this is Stanley and Edrich, Bunny and Clyde, Gen Y. Remember, where the mind goes, the body follows. See you later. Don't get missing.